Okay.
Hey.
Are we about ready?
Just in time, yeah.
Rick Lagina, fellow Oak Island landowner Tom Nolan, and other members of the team prepare to conduct another excavation in search of vital clues on Lot 13, just northeast of the swamp.
Let's see what we can find here.
Okay, time to get bolder.
Yep.
Now we're rolling.
How deep are you, Bill?
4 feet. Hey, Rick. That's a bit of clay there.
This stuff?
Yeah. Pretty definitive that that shouldn't normally be there, right?
No, that could be blue clay right there.
Where have you seen that color before?
Money pit.
While excavating a mysterious boulder formation known as the Quadrilateral, Rick Lagina and members of the team have just found a potentially critical clue.
Exactly the kind of clay that we found around the money pit.
In 1804, when searchers began the first major excavation of the original money pit, at a depth of 40 feet, they found a layer of blue clay that acted as a sealant to keep water out of the shaft. Curiously, when the team investigated a circular feature of boulders known as the Eye of the Swamp in 2018, they discovered the same substance.
You've never seen it this shallow.
No, definitely not.
Is it possible that the team has now found evidence that the Quadrilateral was created by the same people who manipulated the swamp and constructed the money pit?
Hey, Terry.
Hi, Rick. How you doing?
Hey,
Hey,
Terry.
How you doing?
Well, I'm going to be a
Tom?
lot better once you tell us things we don't know.
Well,
Come on down.
only make educated guesses on
No, you'll know this.
it. It seems a little bit similar to what we're seeing in the money pit.
Blue clay is part of the historical narrative of the find of the money pit. Would you use that to your advantage if you wanted to keep water out of some sort of underground structure? Absolutely, 100%.
Could Rick Lagina's notion that the presence of blue clay indicates that a structure is possibly buried below be correct? If so, what kind of structure could it be? And might it contain something of great value?
It's a mystery. Can't wait to dig the rest of it, but I think we're done for the day.
Yep.
The following morning, Rick Lagina and members of the team returned to Lot 13 to have geoscientist Dr. Ian Spooner examine the mysterious quadrilateral feature.
He found a layer of clay below the stones.
Okay.
So if you can go down there and give us a better understanding of what happened here.
Right off the bat, what I'm seeing is a layer here of very clay-rich sediment. Like, you can feel how deep it is. That's probably pretty thick, which is odd.
And if it were geologic, i.e. glacially deposited?
It's not.
It's not.
I just don't think so. This is the wrong environment. It's on a hill slope. It's a little bit improbable that it would have collected here naturally. Yeah, like, there's also the different kinds of clays we're seeing here, the different colors. That may speak to burning or heat. You see this? That's burnt wood. This burnt wood is in clay, and that just, the two things don't go together. And so I can tell you definitively that is a disturbed clay and out of place. Something with a fair bit of purpose took place here.
It's a complex story, and thus there has to be a why to it. You stack boulders because it's much harder to get boulders out of a hole than it is to get them in the hole.
That's right.
So basically, this becomes possibly a safe.
Yeah.
You seal the top to prevent water from getting down below, and boulders are actually the key to the safe.
Right.
I think the quadrilateral is a human construct. There is no way that you would, for fun and games, put huge boulders in a huge hole. And so, yes, there's every bit of possibility that this may have something to do with furthering our understanding of what happened here long ago. Is there going to be treasure at the bottom of this location? This is worth investigating.
Right along in here.
What's that?
Is that a rock?
No, no.
Oh,
No, piece of metal. I think it's a really large iron staple. And an oldie by the look of it.
Look at that one little spot that's deteriorated. You can see the striations in the metal.
Yeah, it's got that wood grain effect.
what would they use that for?
Definitely looks like the thin ends that it was to be driven into wood.
Yeah,
And you think this is hand forged?
that's what it looks like to me.
A hand-forged iron staple or fastener? Dating as far back as the 6th century BC, large metal staples are commonly used to this day in the assembly of both stone and wooden structures. Could this hand-forged metal fastener be more evidence that kind of structure is waiting to be revealed at the so-called Quadrilateral? If so, given the fact that the team has already found blue clay, what kind of structure could it be?
Anything that predates the original discovery of the money pit provides an opportunity that might be original work. But you put this so-called staple in line with the laborious effort it took to create the Great Quadrilateral, it certainly is quite puzzling. What, if any, is the relevance to the overall mystery? That is yet to be determined.
We made an interesting find. I can't wait to get it back to the lab, but for right now, let's just keep digging.
Yep, keep going.
Carmen, as usual, we're very grateful that you were able to make some time in your busy schedule to come down. In front of us, we have a really unique artifact.
At the Oak Island Interpretive Center, Rick and Marty Lagina, along with Craig Tester and archaeometallurgist Emma Culligan, meet with blacksmithing expert Carmen Legg to have him examine the large metal staple unearthed one day ago.
Where it comes from is a great quadrilateral. It's a unique geometric figure, and we have no understanding of what that feature represented.
It's the first one we found on the island. First time we've seen anything like that, so I don't know what that means.
Okay, let's have a look at the item and see what you found. It's a staple, and this was found at what level and
4
whereabouts?
feet down. We know it was perhaps buried there somehow.
This staple is not an anchor staple, so if you drove that into a timber and you had a force onto it coming straight out, it would pull out easily. These staples are only used to change directions of ropes or
That makes
pulley
sense.
blocks or block and tackle or that sort of thing.
This would have been used in a tree or a big post or something, right?
If it was a post, it was driven in that way. So when it was into the wood, the flat side would cut the fibers of the wood when it went in. It wouldn't take much force to pop that out.
Straight out.
Yeah, that's right. So that's why I changed.
Perpendicular to it, it would take a hell of a lot of force.
That's right. And so that tells you that it changes direction
Yeah,
of ropes or
when
pulley
you
blocks.
said it, it made complete sense to me, yeah.
Could that been used with helping pull boulders into place or
What
not?
size boulders would these be?
Half the size of this table.
Oh, yes, yeah, that would be perfect for that.
How old is this?
It's very old. I do know that these were made from, medieval times.
Medieval times? Could Carmen Legg be correct that this heavy staple was used as part of a rope and pulley system centuries ago in order to create the massive quadrilateral feature?
Emma, do you have the metallurgy?
I do.
Prior to their meeting, Emma scanned the artifact under an X-ray fluorescence spectrometer. The device bombards metal objects with gamma rays in order to determine their elemental composition and also their possible age.
It is 98% iron. It's got a bit of silicon, aluminum, manganese, calcium, sulfur, phosphorus, which is all indicative of the furnace type or the technology that was used. I do agree with Carmen saying that it is older.
Whatever happened in the Great Quadrilateral could have been depositor. In fact, maybe more likely, because I don't know why searchers would have done that. If that's the case, then I want to see what's under it.
We just don't know the why of the structure itself.
Yeah.
And we need to figure out what that means.
Yeah.
Right on, yeah. In the meantime,
That would be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen.
Seeing you again.
see you later.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.